What's going on YouTube? This is DBZ fourth and I coming at you with my eighth place Jurrac dinosaur deck at the Dallas Regionals August 2026 or 5. Brand new season, and I decided to take this really cool and fun deck. Truly, like my passion is to take really random and rogue kind of decks, and decks are not even considered in tier lists and whatnot are disrespected, and try to trample the best decks right now. And with such a wide format and Justice Hunters and a lot of good decks right now, it's really hard to prepare for this kind of event. And so I was just scrolling through YouTube and just finding this kind of deck, and it truly blew me away. No pun intended there, but and I played it against the locals, and I saw the raw potential of this deck, and so I just wanted to optimize it to the best of my ability. There's definitely tweaks I would like to make, and I'm gonna make a lot of comments throughout the video. So I know you can scroll through the video, just look at the decks, but there's a lot of meaning behind the card choices and whatnot, and how to play the deck. It's not the easiest deck to play. You have to be able to maneuver a lot of situations because you are going to get hand trapped, and how can you create the best boards and crack boards and whatnot. And so with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what my rounds were. So it was a 9-round regional, and keep in mind I lost 7 die rolls when this deck is primarily really good going first, and I went X2. So first round I played against Vanquish Soul, round 2 Pure Mitz, round 3 Mitsurugi Fiendsmith K9. Round 4 I played against Yummy. Round 5 I played against Dracotail. Round 6 I played against Fire King. Round 7 I played against Vanquish Soul K9. Round 8 I played against Creighton, Kashtira, Azamina, Mitsurugi, Orcust, some variant 60 pile deck. Beat that. A lot of people were watching me at top table and trampling the competition and whatnot. So it was really good. A lot of people were shocked and came up to me and were like, "Hey, we really need to see a deck list or whatnot." They were really shocked to see how well this deck performed. And then finally I played against Yummy. So I did lose in round 3 and 9. And so it was quite unfortunate. If I had won one more round, I'd probably gotten second place, but it is what it is. And so I know you guys are very curious to see the deck profile. So without any further ado, let's start with the main deck. It's a 40 card build. And so for the one-ofs, we do play quite a bit of one-ofs, but the main ones right here, UCT, Xeno Meteorus, and Miscellaneousaurus. The reason why this deck really thrives right now is because of these two cards. Being able to resolve miss going first or second is just absolutely incredible. In a hand trap format, it just basically makes you immune to everything. So you can full combo without any fear. And there's a bunch of ways to get to Misk. And so hopefully, now that Dino's not too popular, maybe Misk does come off the ban list to a degree. So we'll see. But also going second is really good too, because protecting your UCT, booking the whole field, and running over everything is really good right now. Especially against the Vanquish Soul matchup, UCT is extremely powerful. It can OTK by itself, which is absolutely insane. You can also use Misk to go into unaffected Jurrac Meteor to destroy the whole board and have follow up too, which is really cool. I wanted to showcase a really cool play that I did with this card that won me my round 7, in which I was in a losing situation. I used Misk, banished the effect, and then I summoned a level 1 Megalo, and I used Megalo to attack Vanquish, the Link 1 Vanquish Soul monster, so it put me up in life. And then at the end of the turn, Megalo dies because of Misk effect. And so when Megalo dies by card effect, you can send Jurrac Stigo. So now I have set up for a board wipe nuke with Jurrac Meteor on my opponent's turn, which was a cool discovery. I've never done that before, but that was such a desperate situation, and helped me secure the win. But we'll get to Jurrac Megalo when we get there. And obviously UCT is so good. Xeno Meteorus, it's not the greatest card, but it's required for the combo. Once the new Synchro 6 monster comes out for the dinosaur, it makes it a lot more fluid. You can cut a bunch of the smaller stuff. and add more like consistency utility cards. So pretty cool. There's also lines where you can make the Sword Soul Ching Ying monster. It's really good with UCT. Being able to banish stuff, make it huge, and run over things and whatnot. And it's also indestructible. The low synchro test. Again, we'll get to the extra deck. Enough about that. Then we do play the babies. They're quite necessary now to when they get popped and whatnot. Just be able to special summon and stuff. Ideally, they suck to open, right? Because when you're going second, like you don't want to see a baby because it doesn't help break a board, right? You want to see like hand traps and ways to break boards and stuff, and so so it's necessary. There is an argument to maybe even cut one so that you don't see it as much. But if you open it, then like doing your initial combo may be a little bit more difficult. So next we do play triple Oviraptor. So I know some people play 2. But I think 3 is pretty good because of how strong the card is. Being able to search whatever. But primarily miscellaneous, of course, and then making your cards protected. And then if you have like Volcano or Megalo, you can extend pretty good. So it also enables rank 4 plays, synchro 10 plays, all that good stuff. So the next custom card in the deck is Stigo. Stigo is so broken. Being able I'm not going to explain like the full effect, but like being able to destroy a card, so it can dodge like Ghost Ogre really well. I know like if you play Crossout and Call by the Grave, they try to interact with it. You call by the Ash and you destroy the Call by the Grave, and you still keep the Stego on board and summon like 4. Usually you want to dump a miscellaneous offense effect, and so being able to summon 4 from deck or some from hand, unfortunately when you have to. It's really good, and then it has a hidden effect that won me a duel where someone ran over it, and it's able to bounce a monster on the field. So really, really good. Next, we do play Triple Megalo. This card is crazy. Being able to special summon it for free from your hand when you control a Dino. It's a tuner. When it gets destroyed by battle card effect, you can send a Jurrac monster from your deck or extra deck, primarily the Astero, so you can set up a nuke on your side on your opponent's turn. And the discard 2, draw 2 is incredible because we do play Charmies. So you could discard Charmies in like a Volcano or Impact when they don't really do much for you in your starting hand, and draw 2 cards, and then reset the Impact. Use with Astero's effect because it can also set from the graveyard. So really cool. Next, we do play Aeolo. This card. May get bumped up to 3 if that new synchro monster comes up, and then cut all the babies and Xeno Meteorus and stuff. But this card was pretty much glued to my hand the entire tournament, which is unfortunate. I did brick like probably like 2 duels, maybe 3. There's one time where I Mulcharmy somebody, and I had 7 cards in hand, and I decided that I needed to Droll at one point. And I still had 7 cards, going second. But I had so many babies and Impact in my hand and a UCT. Like sometimes you do have weird hands, and it just doesn't do enough. So there is that reason why the deck isn't like the greatest, but there's just so much hidden effects and whatnot that you can capitalize, and secure wins. So next we'll go with the hand trap lineup. We do play triple Ash. Pretty necessary right now to stop Charmies. And also, you can summon it off a Meteor because you can summon any tuner. That also includes Xeno Meteorus. And you can link climb to Ablaze and then do the Worldsea OTK potentially. So, pretty cool. And also, a lot of decks search right now, so it's pretty necessary. I did decide to main Droll because I wanted to play as much high impact cards as possible. I feel Droll does hit every deck to some sort of capacity. It's really good against Mitsurugi. It's still a deck. And Vanquish Souls as well. I did play Triple Fu. Didn't come up too much in the tournament, but what did come up a lot was Purulia. However, when I did use Purulia, I didn't get too many draws, and I would draw into Droll. So it's just do I want to Droll and lock myself from drawing cards? And also there was an argument to side this card. But being able to have Megalo to discard it going first is not the worst. And I know some people, they play Purulia going first into the Vanquish Soul matchup so that they draw. I tried doing that, but didn't get any because maybe they didn't have Holy Sue or Azuna in hand. So it is what it is. And then we do play a triple imperm. I think it's pretty strong right now. We do play 15 hand traps. However, you want to play as much monster hand traps as possible because if you're nuking the field, like you have to set imperm and activate it, right? So, but you lose mileage off of it if you nuke it. So you ideally want to have hand traps that are in your hand. Finally, for the traps, you do play one Jurrac Impact, pretty much a dark hole. It's really good. You can potentially nuke the board like 4 times on your opponent's turn, which is really cool. And next, we do play 3 Fossil Digs, aka 3 more copies of Misk. And then we do play 2 Volcanoes. Now, for a while, I was playing it at 3, but because it's such a big hand trap format, you need to have as many hand traps as possible. I was only able to manage to squeeze in 15. So I had to cut 1, even though it's a really good card. Being able to facilitate plays, make Jurrac Meteor on my opponent's side, on my opponent's turn, or on either player's turn actually, and then being able to protect your own cards, your Jurrac monster is really, really good. So you can just sit on this by itself and and have a chance to play. And then for the last one, we do play Prosperity, Called By, and Ground Xeno. Prosperity came up a lot today. Being able to search whatever I needed was really good. Called By is Called By. Ground Xeno is pretty cool. Search any tuner, Megalo included, and then pop a card. Probably want to search Xeno Meteorus with it, so you can extend and make synchro templates. So that's it for the main deck. We will go into the extra deck here. We do play Triple Astero. So this card is really good. It's pretty much like a semi-pseudo Solemn Warning, and it sets your Jurrac Volcano, Jurrac Impact from deck or graveyard, which is really important. And being able to banish on my opponent's turn as cost, right, to nuke the board is really, really good. Next, we do play Jurrac Meteor, the best Black Rose in the game, and to be able to special summon a tuner from your graveyard for follow-up is pretty insane. Next, you do play 1 Velfido. It's just part of the combo. Just people who are reading the card, and I'm just just don't even read it. It has no impact. And so then we did play this Sword Soul monster. It did come up once or twice, but in testing comes up quite a bit. Board removal becomes huge and stuff like that. Really, really good. It goes really well with UCT. Next, you do play the Zealantis combo with Promethean Princess, Phoenix, and all that. Never came up. There was a time where I was about to do it, but then I did that Megalo line instead, and because I was getting interrupted left and right, so I wasn't able to fully resolve it. But these are primarily your Prosperity targets. In the future, they could get cut for other things. Maybe Super Poly when it becomes really good or whatnot. I did play Timeless, this, and then the Dulka. I don't play Lagia. I feel like Lagia is not that good right now. Dulka just does a lot more, but better. Timeless for the OTK with UCT, and then this is for in time situations. It can burn for 1,000, and there's a line when you go second. You attack with Stego, Ovi, and UCT, and that's 7,000, and then you overlay for this. Since it's a dinosaur and your dinosaur log with Stego, you use UCT to book, and then when it gets destroyed, you inflict 1,000, or you use Jurrac Meteor to blow up the board, and it'll trigger the effect. So, really good. And then finally for the side deck, we did play something really whack. So, we did play 1 of each. Dugran never came up. This was primarily for Herald Out, and if I did play against Luna Light Towers. And then Pankratops, I don't play the 1 because you could search it. It did come up once against the Yummy, and it pretty much broke the board. And then UCT, because it's such a good card, you don't want to play 2 copies in the main for this build in particular because you don't want to brick on it. And you only just need 1 to essentially OTK. However, in the grind games, if they do out it or whatnot, it's really hard to win on the follow-up. So having 2 for security purposes, and it's just such a powerful card. So why not play it? So these were the flex spots, and I had a really hard time debating on what to play. Next, we did play Double Lancia. I cut down it from 3 to 2. I know a lot of people just play 3, but what's the reasoning behind it? Because Malice is losing a lot of popularity, and I figured this isn't and I know Dracotail K9 to a degree can play around Lancia, So I decided to cut it to 2, and it's absolutely correct. I didn't play any Christian or Malice. It never came in. And then I played Double Ogre, primarily for the Vanquish Soul matchup. I mean, it is really good, pretty generically, like hitting Duo Drive, but being able to hit Minion and then the Vanquish Soul field spell is really good. The field spell for the Vanquish Soul card, Vanquish Soul deck is very, it's a little problematic because it does protect their monsters. So being able to stop them from nuking your board and protecting them because their trap also protects them for the rest of the turn. So very important. Next, we did play Double Meows. Never came up. It has enough matchup coverage, in my opinion, but I may bump it to 3 because ideally the deck can already crack boards regardless. And I figured that board breakers in this deck in particular is not necessary because the deck board breaks naturally. So even though I did say that, I did play Double Lightning Storm and Duster to simplify boards because if they do set like strikes and warnings and all that fun stuff, like you want to be able to clear it and then be able to play afterwards. So this is more of a counter side kind of thing. And then next I did play one Crossout, one Talus, and one Rivalry. These 2 cards were awful. Rivalry only came up once, and it did secure me the win, but Crossout, like, you have like weird ratios going first, and it's just like not even not too necessary because if you already missed, like, you don't even need Crossout. And if they break your board, you don't care because you just Astero them on their turn. Like, you want them to break your board, so you don't really care. Talents only came up twice, but when it did, it wasn't as like fulfilling. So it's just like I may put more cards going in first, like like a solemn package or more hand traps or something along those lines for versatility and whatnot. So yeah. Anyways, YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I know this is a bit of a long video, but if you did like it, go ahead and like and comment. If I get like 500 likes and 50 comments, then I will do a masterclass video showcasing like some combos and whatnot if you guys are interested. Once again, thank you for watching and have a great rest of the day.